India continues to lead the global conversation on skills, talent, and employability. And one question keeps coming back: what do companies really hire for today? Is it degrees, or is it experience, or is the ability to adapt, learn, and grow in a world that's changing faster than ever? In today's episode of Learning Company, we are diving into exactly that: the reality of jobs, skills, and future workforce with someone who has seen it all from the front lines of India's talent economy. Joining me is Mr. Viswanath PS, or as most of them know him as Vishy, the Managing Director and CEO of Randstad India. 28 years of rich experience across sectors and companies like GE, Motorola, TVS Group, and now Randstad. A chartered accountant by profession, Vishy is also a black belt in Six Sigma. Vishy, it's such a pleasure to have you here, and it's always nice to have another Bangalorean on the set. Welcome to this episode of Learning Company.
Thank you, Vinay, and really my pleasure to be with you all today.
Thank you. Vishy, before we jump into the data and the reports, you have had a fantastic journey from finance and operations to leading the organization, one of the India's finest HR service organization, Randstad. What are your experiences in this whole journey? It would be great to hear from you.
Well, I think thanks, Vinay, and it gives me very nostalgic moments of how it all began almost 30 years ago, right? So I think it's been a wonderful journey, a journey of learning, a journey of experience, challenges, several highs, several lows. But I think one thing that has taught me is, you got to be curious.
Right.
You got to be looking for the right opportunities as they come. And for me, I think it's also been a career where I have moved roles several times. So it has taught me to stay grounded, learn to be adapting to situations. So I think overall very fulfilling, I would say,
Right.
but still a long way to go.
So just building on that, when you're here and there are so many shifts that are happening and the technology is transforming significantly and very fast, what is that employers are looking for today? Is it the degrees, or is it the skills, or is it the ability to learn? What is that employers are looking at? And you have been in the front line of that.
I mean, I think there is definitely a shift in hiring for degrees to hiring for skills.
Okay.
Because I think you still need a strong foundation, which is what the education provides. But the skills are something which are rapidly evolving. The world of work is changing. And if you have to be future ready, I think you need to be having the right skills that will help you grow. And again, the shelf life of skills also is reducing. So today's skills may not be relevant for tomorrow.
Right.
You can see with AI and digital transformation coming, you need new skills. So I think it's about, again, adapting, being curious about how can I continue to thrive in this future of work. So I think that's perhaps what we see when we talk to our clients. I think they're more and more leaning towards hiring for skills.
Okay. And what are the employees now, the future workforce are looking at from the employers?
Well, I think, if you see the workforce that's coming into, the people who are coming into the workforce are the youth. And India is blessed to have average age of about 29.8, close to 30 years. So with a 1.4 billion population, almost 70% of them youth, I think we are in a very well positioned to enter the future of work. What people look for, I think, they look for an environment where they can do a meaningful job, and then where their work is valued. So I think they look for something where they all come with good AI skills. They're very curious to learn.
Right.
They embrace technology well, but at the same time, I think it's also about creating an environment where they can thrive. So what I advise my managers is, we need to learn to adapt to work with them. We cannot change them. They are doing the right thing.
Right.
I think you need to be providing them the right environment where they feel valued.
Right. So just on that, you work on both sides, both demand and supply, right?
Right.
So yet, like you mentioned, the younger generation is coming with adaptability, technology, well equipped with like technology skills and all those things. But yet, still, if you see the data points, right, it still says close to about 30% of them are still not employable. Where is this gap coming? Where do you think? Why do you think that there is still an employability gap?
Well, I think that has been there for quite some time in India, and I think it's partly also because of the academia, the education, which is more theoretical. And I think that's where I see this as an opportunity for government, institutions, and corporates to come together and engage much early into the game, because no company is a not-for-profit organization,
Right.
and
Right.
clients demand speed. I recently talked to somebody, and I asked them, uh, tell me what is going to change in 2040. And the moment you ask such a question, employees get a bit scared, worried.
Right.
Oh, so many things are changing, uh, and that fear is what creates a slowdown or a breakdown. So instead, I would ask, what is not going to change in 2040?
Right.
Right? And when I look at it from that perspective, and I go back 20 years before in 20,000, what has changed from then to now, or what has not changed, you will get the answers. Clients require the best product at the lowest cost in the fastest cycle time.
Right.
20 years ago, so it was the same. Today also it is the same. So rather than getting fear of what is going to change, if you start thinking about what's not going to change and focus on those three things. Okay, I'm in this business 20 years from now. What speed would clients expect? What quality would they expect? What price they would expect? Lowest price, fastest delivery, and the best quality. And work on that. That gives you a lot more, that eliminates the fear out of you.
Correct.
Right? And the reason why I'm saying like that is people who are getting into the workforce should start thinking about how can I focus on these three things and prepare myself.
Right. Right. Rishi, while we are talking on this and the capacity building and the organization has to invest, how are you seeing from the other side, from the demand side, in terms of I look at it inclusivity in a slightly different way. In an organization, you will have a Gen Z as well as very tenured, seasoned employees. And are employers including them in their learning and development programs? How are they doing it? Is there something that you can throw light on?
Right. Definitely yes. Employers are realizing that you need to build capacity within rather than getting capacity from outside, right? Because that's where you build internal talent, and also that's where you build the depth in the capability. So I think it's happening. Are we happy with the pace at which it is happening? I would say no. So organizations can do more. On the other hand, I see that it's really an employee's initiative to raise his hand whenever there is an opportunity to learn. And most often, and I don't know, maybe I'm generalizing, but you see that when you conduct initiative to upskill, there are many people who are volunteering to be part of it.
Correct.
But after a few days, few weeks, I think they go back to the old ways of working.
Correct.
I really heard a very good concept. What is learning and development, right? Learning is where organizations can provide avenues for people. But when do you develop? You develop only when you're putting them to use. So you can take them to the best B schools, IIMs, put them in a classroom, conduct trainings. 1 week later, they come very excited. Oh, I got certified. But then when you come back to the workplace, you're still doing things the old way, right? So I think the development part is people initiative. They themselves need to take responsibility
Right.
and have the determination that I need to upskill this as I'm becoming redundant.
Right. So, looking at your journey and my journey, they're almost the same,
Same,
right?
yeah.
So, that kind of curious question for me. When we all qualified, entrepreneurship was one of the career options we had. But that entrepreneur mindset is something that really needs, I feel now, even in when you are working in an organization, that entrepreneur mindset is still required. Because this comes from, I mean, it keeps coming back to me when I go to higher education institutions and I'm talking to the learners. Most of them say, what, we want to build our own organization, we have our own idea, I want to have a product, whether it's technology or non-technology,
Right.
they have ideas. So, what is that you are seeing from the learners nowadays, or in the early careers? Let me put it that way. People who are moving from their
Right.
graduation to a job or a campus to corporates.
Right.
What do you see there?
Well, I think I would say the entrepreneurship mindset is what is important. And if you ask me, I think in India it's pretty rampant. People are entrepreneurs. They don't really want to follow the rules as it is laid down. They want to be innovative. I call it as the jugaad mindset, right? So that's important. What I do to encourage that entrepreneurial mindset is, I ask often myself the question, what would I have done differently if this was my business? Right. So I work for Randstad. I'm following a certain set of things which is laid out, which is important. But I would have perhaps done a couple of things different if it was my own business. And do I have the empowerment to do some of those things? And if I keep asking that question again and again, I get some answers. So I would say ownership. Entrepreneurship mindset builds resilience, which is very important. And towards that, you need to think, you need to own, you need to also be accountable for the actions that come out of it.
And that goes back to your point of what has not changed, which
Right.
is best quality, speed,
and price, right?
So I think if anybody who's creating a product, anybody who's creating a solution,
right,
I think if they keep this in mind, it is again an entrepreneur mindset.
That's correct.
Excellent. Vishy, I read your very interesting report on Gen Z, right? And it has a fascinating picture, but two things caught my eyes in that report. The first one was entry-level job postings have dropped almost 29% from 2024. And even as the demand for senior roles are increasing, yet about 85% of the Gen Zs, the report says that they think about their long-term career goals when they're choosing a role. They're all stepping into the transforming or evolving, as we say, and about 55% of them have said that they're already using AI in different forms and shape, and 80% of them believe that they can learn new skills quickly. The fear that I have is, is the technology changing so much that everybody are eager to learn more, and the technology is also catching up. Given this mix of opportunity as well as uncertainty, right? Let's put it that way. How do you see, especially India, right? Now we are called youth economy. What will it take us to turn this into a real economic advantage for us? So,
No, I think it's a great question, and I really love that report because the first time we have published something on Gen Z after deep research, and they are the realities today. If you look at what's broadly happening, the world is shrinking, right? So gone are the days where sitting in a Bangalore, I couldn't tap a opportunity or a learning or even work for a company, maybe as far as Venezuela or US or anywhere, right? So today you can do anything from anywhere.
Right.
So from that perspective, our youth is our strength. And of course, I think there are two reasons for the entry-level jobs reducing. One is obviously just before the AI era, companies overhired. There were a lot of people in the bench, and your success was measured based on how soon you can deploy people to a project. So they were always having excess capacity workforce. Now, that added to the cost. So companies have become a little bit prudent in terms of how do I make it a more virtual bench, right? So that's why you see a little bit of slowdown in the entry level jobs.
Right.
The other thing is also the digital transformation, AI, which is driving a little bit of some jobs are getting eliminated, right? So it's not a reason for people to worry, because you are always going to have that funnel of people entering the workforce. There is also going to be a funnel of people leaving the workforce.
Correct.
So somewhere it will get evened out in the long term. What people should realize is that some of the entry level jobs which were available in the original form and shape is not going to be there. So if you are in a tech job, I think coding is no longer going to be a predominant need. But what will be the new need is building AI agents, for example, or it could be maintaining an AI, or ensuring that the ethical way of managing the way AI runs is ethical. So those kind of skills become very important, and that's going to throw more jobs than the number of jobs which we are losing. We have always lived under the threat. Whenever there is a big change that's happening, is it going to take away jobs, right? I'm sure when I started towards the end of 1990s, there was this threat of Y2K,
Right.
right? So where all the codes had to be rewritten, and then the 2008 financial crisis. Even then, there was all these threats.
Correct.
COVID brought a very different threat.
Perspective. Correct.
But I think human mankind is such that you will find avenues to survive, to also to thrive. So that's my message.
So you're saying while there is a change, it's for positive. So,
Absolutely.
And there's always something is going, but something else is always giving.
That's correct. That's correct.
I always ask my guests one question: what would be your one piece of advice for those students?
I would say, be a continuous learner. I think the best professionals are not those who know everything,
Right.
but they learn faster than the world is changing.
Right.
So you need to always be ahead of the curve.
Right.
And for that, I think you need to embrace learning, be curious, have a lot of, read a lot,
Right.
and be well informed.
Right.
And I think today networking skills are very important. So build a very positive network, people who can add value. You don't need to know all the answers, but you need to know what to ask, what are the right questions to be asked. So peer groups, mentors, coaches, I think they add a lot of value to your career. So that's what I would.
Right. I think because you're there and you have seen from both demand and supply, like I said, what would be that one piece of advice that you might want to give for a little bit of seasoned organization, or particularly hiring Gen Zs or the younger generation? What would be that one thing that you want to let them know that they need to be prepared for?
Okay, one thing is, whether we like it or not, the Gen Z is going to be the future.
Right.
Right. So always we want the other person to change. I would say, look at what I should change to make a difference to their careers.
Right.
Right. They don't like command and control. We have all grown up with listening to our bosses, doing what they say.
Correct.
But I think the Gen Zs are different. They can even challenge you.
Right.
But they challenge you with with a lot of conviction. So that doesn't make them look like they are misbehaving. Right. So give them an opportunity, an environment where they feel that their ideas are well receptive. Help them succeed in their career. They are a little impatient, Gen Zs, so you need to also be able to kind of teach them the value of progression. It's not just about speed, it's also about direction.
Right.
So first get the direction right, then you can race in your career. And they, I think look at more of the positives and really give them I would say, the right attention.
Thank you so much. I think very valid points, Rishi. That was super energizing, at least for me. I think what stands out for me very clearly is the bridge of realism versus optimism,
Right.
speed and the direction.
Right.
And you have shown that the future of the work is not just about technology, but it's also about the adaptability, entrepreneur mindset.
Right.
The core values
That's
of
correct.
a human being.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're doing, and everyone who are watching, whether you're a student or an HR leader or someone exploring your next chapter, remember that employability is not a one-time achievement.
Yeah.
It's a lifelong mindset.
That's
and
correct.
you need to be ready with that. And thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Learning Company.
Right.
And for my listeners, until the next time, keep learning and keep leading. Thank you.